Hey guys, welcome back to my tutorial. So in today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys how to make this beautiful jumpsuit without joining. So if you're interested in this video, let's get started. My name is Cynthia, and if you're new to my page, please follow so that you'll be notified each time I post a new tutorial. So first of all, the first thing we are going to do is to mark out 3 inches. Okay, I'll be marking at 3 inches and I'll be joining it all through. So I'll be using this brown paper to draft for my draft pattern. Okay, so I'll be marking out these 3 inches straight down to the length of the jumpsuit. So this is not actually the length. Just want to use this paper to draft it. So when I'll be cutting it with my paper, I'll mark the exact length that I want. Okay, so from that 3 inches, I'll be marking my shoulder. So here I've marked out my shoulder, and then I came down by 1 inch for my armhole and shoulder slope. So here I've marked out my armhole length. So I'll be making my armhole curve as shown. So here I marked out my midpoint, and then I made my curve as shown. Okay guys, so the next thing I did is to mark out my vertical measurement. So this is my waist, and then I marked out my hip measurement. Okay, from my waist I marked out my hip measurements. So I'm going to connect my lines to make it more visible. So here is my waist, here is my hip line. So at my armhole, I am going to connect it and label it as my chest line. So here I'm going to be adding my bust measurement. I divided my bust by 4 and I added 2 inches allowance. I did the same thing at my waist and I added 2 inches allowance as well. I came to my hip, divided it by 4 and I added 2 inches as well. So I connected my lines together. So now the next thing I am going to do is this being the length of the jumpsuit. Actually, I thought that this is not the length when I'll be marking out the full length on my main fabric. So here, as in I'm using this as the length, so I am going to mark the exact thing I got at my hip. I'm going to mark it to the same thing as the down part. Okay, so I got 15 at my hip, so I'm going to impute the same 15 as the downside. So here is going to serve as my laps. Okay, the reason why I did that is because it's going to be a very free jumpsuit, so I used the measurements of my hip. So for my crotch at my hip, I came down by 4 inches. So at that 4 inches, I came out by 3 inches. Okay, this depends on how big you are. If you're a smaller person, you can use 2.5, but because I'm working with a bigger client, I use 3 inches. So I'm trying to arrange my curve ruler in a position that it will be suitable. So I am going to make a C curve and connect it to that 3 inches I came out by. So I'm going to come down by 3 inches, and then I'm going to make my crotch line, my crotch curve. So here I am done making the crotch curve. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my neckline. Because it's a halter neck, I did 3 by 3, the width 3 and the length 3. So I connected it. So for the halter neck, at the neckline I came down by 1 inch and then I connected it to my armhole. So I was done. So now I am going to cut it off and then place it at my main fabric and cut. So guys, yeah, I've placed this pattern paper that I drafted on my main fabric. As you can see, I told you guys that the pattern paper is not my full length, so the full length that I'll be using on my main fabric is 55. So I've already folded my fabric into 55. Then I'm going to use this pattern paper and cut out exactly like this. The only difference is that the length is now going to be a little bit longer. So I have cut it out. As you can see, it's a little bit lengthy now. So this is what I have drafted out in my main fabric. So for the back, I am going to fold my material and then place it. So remember, the back is usually bigger, so I am bringing out my zipper allowance. Okay, as you can see, I am bringing out a zipper allowance because it's going to have a zip. Okay, so at the crotch line, at my crotch line, I am going to come out by 3 inches. Okay, I'm going to extend my crotch line by 3 inches. I'm sorry, the chalk I'm using was not actually visible, so but the only difference is at your zipper part, just come out by 1 inch, then at your crotch line you extend it by 3 inches. Okay, so because it's going to, at the back is going to be a backless gown, so I am going to be cutting it out from my armhole as I did as shown. So the back is going to be a backless gown, so I will not be cutting exactly the same thing with the front. So I am going to be cutting it out from the armhole as shown. So here I am cutting out from my zip allowance. Okay, just watch very carefully. So at this my crotch line, I told you guys I extended it by 3 inches. So this is the 3 inches I extended it. I am cutting it out exactly from the chalk that I marked out. So here, this is the interface I cut out for my back, so I'll be using this interface to run my stitches. So here I am done running my stitches, interfacing the back. So this is the back. So I've made a neat interface. So the next thing I'm going to do, I am going to stitch it in and insert my zip. So here I am done joining the back. So here I left a little space for my zip. I'll be imputing my zip and then I will show you guys. So guys, here I am done imputing my zip. This is my zip, very neat. I use an invisible zip. You can use any zip of your choice. So here, this is the front part. I'm going to be joining the front part down to the crotch line, and then I'll show you guys later. So I am done joining. As you can see, I joined it all through to the crotch line. Okay, so look at this, is how it's looking. I'll be using this bias like shape that I used to hem my armhole. Okay, I'll be using this bias like tape to hem my armhole. So I'm done hemming my armhole. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join them together and then stitch them together. Okay, I do not really have time. I just shortened this video because it was a little bit lengthy, so I shortened it so that it will be a little bit short. Okay, so I am joining the both the front and the back together at the crotch line, as you can see. So once I'm done joining, then I'll go ahead and shape it together. So I'm done joining the crotch together, so I'll just go ahead and shape them together. So guys, here I am done shaping and joining everything. Okay, as you can see, the crotch lines are joined already. So the next thing to do is to insert the rope, that's the alternate rope. Okay, so I'm going to insert it and then show you guys the final look. So guys, this is the final look of this beautiful tutorial. I decided to place it on my manicure and it was giving me a very nice and beautiful outfit. Thank you guys for watching. So the view is just giving me what I actually wanted, and this is the back view of the dress. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.